Bonjour and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your messages from your ancestors. This is going to be a reading for the people born under the Hierophant card and the Temperance card. And if you do not know what your tarot birth card is, there will be a link in the description box below to a video that will teach you how to work it out. So I ask that, as always, please remember I'm channeling different ancestors' messages and it may or may not resonate with you. So take what resonates and just drop the rest. And if you would like to connect to the energies of my decks, now is the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle the cards. So what do my querents born under the Hierophant card and the Temperance card need to hear from their ancestors for their highest good, please? Okay, so we have the Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom. So this is card 34, which diminishes to number 7, the number of self-evaluation, reflection. And to me, this card is talking about your ancestors telling you directly that they have a message for you. They're here to help you. And literally, it may be an invitation to go back to where your roots are, go back to where you came from. If you have, let's say, moved away from where your roots are, it may be time or a nudge, to go back and visit. If your ancestry comes from a different country, and invite to traveling back there. But it may also well be something much more concrete, such as if you have grandparents who are still alive, go and talk to them, because they have some knowledge, some pearls of wisdom, as we say, that may be able to help you with what's going on in your life at the moment. And we also have card 41, the Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. Okay. So obviously a card that indicates something new coming into your life, and you may need some advice from people who have more life experience, or you may need to go back to where your roots are in order to get the download that you need to consider these new beginnings. You may be standing at a fork in the road as well, and you will know if this is for you, obviously. Let me grab the other Oracle deck, see what we've got for you. And then obviously I will clarify with the tarot. Because this is card 41, and this diminishes to a number 5, which is a number of change, of things moving. So from deep analysis and self-evaluation to movement is what I'm seeing here. And from this deck we have Shadow Work, card 29. And again, card 21, New Beginnings. Now that's interesting, because that really is your ancestors saying we meant what we said. What's interesting as well is that in this deck, the New Beginnings card is card 21, which adds up to 3, which is the energy of growth, evolution, abundance. So that's a very, very good card. In between those new beginnings, you have the card of Shadow Work. Now, Shadow Work means that you need to look at something within yourself that needs to be sorted. It needs to be looked at, it needs to be analyzed, and maybe you have buried it. When something is difficult for us, sometimes instead of dealing with it, we put it in a drawer and we lock it and we lose the key. No judgment here, I've done it before. We're only humans, and sometimes when it's too much, when we're not ready within ourselves, in our head, or even our heart's not ready to deal with it, we just leave it there. But this is your ancestors saying you need to look at this. So this is an invitation to look within and find the answer. The very important thing about this is to look within without judgment. Okay, we are all made of dark and light. One cannot live without the other. So no judgment there. But you need to observe what's going on within yourself. Do you have some resentment? Do you have some guilt, some shame? Is there any negative emotions or feelings that you are keeping buried, whether they are towards yourself or towards another? Because this card here is sandwiched between two cards of new beginnings. And if this is too much for you, this shadow work, you know, if you do not see how to tackle it, I believe this is where you've got this ancestral wisdom going here, because your ancestors are trying to help you with it, trying to give you some downloads, or maybe there's someone you need to go and speak to, someone who could help you with that. So let's see what we have with the tarot. Can you clarify those messages, please? I was getting the mental picture of somebody standing at a fork on the road, so I'm not surprised to see cards indicating new beginnings, because if there's, you know, you're about to start a new journey. Oh, okay. I'll take those. Let me cut my deck. Okay, so the first jumper was the Five of Swords. We also have the Two of Wands, as I'm talking about fork in the road, that's the card for it. And we have the Two of Cups, another two energy. And I know why it's here, I'll tell you in a minute. And the Hangman, which is the major arcana, the energy of standing still, but I will go in depth with you. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is the energy underlying this. Now the pages represents news and messages coming your way, but they also represent a new direction and a desire to learn. The Pentacles energy, coins energy, is earth energy, so it's to do with everyday life. So it could be a new door that opens, a new direction, but something very, very concrete, something that I was about to say that you can touch, but that doesn't convey what I'm trying to say to you. But it could be an opportunity that comes to you through a message or something like that. And it could be just, you know, like an internship or being accepted on a course, if that's what you're trying to do. It could be getting a job offer, being headhunted for something different, for instance. It could be relocating, you know, it's a new direction, but very, very pragmatic way of dealing with this. So we begin, sorry, let me put my teeth back in my mouth, with the Five of Swords. And five is the energy of change, as I was explaining with the new beginnings. Swords is the mental body, so it's the thoughts, knowledge, experience, but also communication. And the Five of Swords represents a mental breakthrough. It represents thinking out of the box and freeing yourself from a conundrum, if you will, because the Four of Swords, traditionally speaking, actually represented feeling constraints and not being able to get out of it. So the Five of Swords is the energy that frees you from this. And as I said to you, because this is to do with the energy of the mental realm and the communication, I'm not surprised to see this card falling under the ancestral wisdom, because I felt the energy of you needed to go and talk to somebody who can help you, who will shine some light on something that at the moment you just don't know how to deal with. Because you are at the crossroad. The Two of Wands is just confirming what I was telling you when I said I had a mental picture of somebody standing at a crossroad. The Two of Wands is looking at the path, a fork in the road, and realizing that the world is your oyster and you need to have a goal, a focus, and choose the path that's going to provide you with the most excitement, the most opportunities to grow and learn. It's an empowering energy and an energy of focusing and choosing the right path for you. So again, unsurprised to see this here. And under the shadow work, you've got the Two of Cups. Now the twos represents decisions, obviously, as I've explained with the Two of Wands, but also partnerships. Cups being the emotional realm, they represent your feelings, your emotions, your intuition. The Two of Cups talks about a significant partnership, and because it is under the shadow work card, I see this card being here as a sign that you need to reconcile your higher self with your conscious self. Because this is the most important partnership you'll ever have, the partnership that you have within yourself. Your ego or your conscious self need to be aligned with your higher self so that you are fulfilling your purpose in life. And so this is why your ancestors are saying to you, you've got some shadow work to do. There's something that you need to look at, because at the moment, your conscious self and your higher self do not see eye to eye, if you will. And that's the reason why you're kind of not so sure which way to go. And until you do so, you will be in this energy of the hangman, because the hangman energy represents being in limbo. It's a status quo, it's things not moving, but it's happening for a reason. It's happening because there needs to be, something needs to be released, there needs to be some kind of self-sacrifice. In this case here, the message I'm getting is looking at something, maybe letting go of some shame, letting go of some guilt that you may have experienced and buried deep down, letting go of self-doubt. Whatever it is, you will know what it is that you need to let go of in order to embrace the new beginnings. Because with this Page of Pentacles here, as I was saying to you, this is the energy of a new direction. Something very tangible, very pragmatic in your everyday life, a new door that's opening that could come through a message, as I said, but not necessarily. And it's waiting to appear, to manifest, but you need to do that. It's right in the middle of your reading here. It will be very empowering for you to face whatever darkness you have, again, with no judgment, and reconcile this so that you can move on. And do not be afraid of going back to your roots or going to speak to somebody from your family about it, because they may hold the key to that. So let me grab this oracle deck. So can we have some closing messages, please, for my Aquarians? So we have honor your feelings, which is the first quarter moon in Pisces, and we also have the new moon in Virgo, trust all will be well. Okay, so here with honor your feelings, I see again the message here with the shadow work and the Two of Cups. There really needs to be a bridge, something needs to be mended within you so that you can move forward peacefully and also confidently. And you may have to peel off the layers and allow yourself to feel things that you did not want to feel before. For instance, when we face our guilt or our shame or our lack of confidence, it's never easy. But the first step is to acknowledge it's there and to honor how it makes you feel, because then you can move on, you can process it, and you can grow from it. And then you have trust that all will be well. This is just your ancestors saying to you, you know, we're here, we're guiding you, we're protecting you, we're getting you to be aware of this so that you can grow, okay? Life is always about cycles and phases, and this is just a part of it. It's one cycle that's going to bring you about new beginnings, more interesting things, more exciting things for you, and things that are better suited to your life path. So I hope you've enjoyed the journey for the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I am truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful end of the month, and I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.